Well, hello there. Welcome to Mollie Bear Farms. My name is Bruce Ford. This is Mollie Bear, our 10-year-old Great Pyrenees, matriarch of the farm, and who we named the farm after. We've got her daughter over there, and her daughter's dad is out in the field guarding a couple of ram lambs. So he's still on duty. These guys just get to take it easy right now. A little bit about the farm. So we purchased this land in 2010. It was part of it was a 30-year Douglas fir planting, and the other was about a 20-year that had been thinned a couple of times. So we, after we purchased it and did a little class on the trees that we had, just to understand what we had and what we could harvest. And from there, we contacted Keene Conservation District and did a farm plan before we harvested the timber. In that plan, they helped us develop the 8 paddocks for pasture, for rotational grazing. And the agreement was we followed the plan to a T, then they would participate in cost share programs, which has been wonderful. So again, we started in 2010. We got our first livestock here in 2013. It took a little bit to get everything developed. We took it down took the trees down, and then did our clearing and grading. We followed the prescribed pasture mix after the clearing and grading, and the amount of fertilizer that we would need, and lime that we would need to bring the pastures in. And that's where we'll go next. We'll go look at a pasture, but it was good to follow that, and it was good to get their help in with soil amendments, and to know what we needed to get the pasture kicked off and to get going. So I wanted to walk you out to our north pastures. We have 4 paddocks on the north side of the property. So per Keene County or Keene Conservation District's instructions, we planted rye fescues, actually 2 types of fescue, timothy, orchard grass, a white clover, and a red clover. A lot of white clover, very little red clover. Red clover can kind of mess with the used estrogen cycle, so we planted just a little bit. It's very high in proteins, so we wanted a little bit of that in there, but not much. As Dave kind of scans around, it's probably the best place to see what our property looked like before we harvested the trees and did our clearing and grading. Across the street there on the other side of our fence, that's a good idea of what the property looked like before. We live in the woods, basically, and you've already met Mollie Bear and the 2 other dogs, so we need 3 Great Pyrenees to keep the cougars away. We've had some cougar issues, some cougar kills with our ewes and a few of our lambs in the past, but since we've had 3 dogs in with the livestock, everything's been good. So each group of livestock, whether it's lambs, ewes, or rams, they get a dog to protect them. And on our farm tour, we always stop at this area. It was another project with Keene Conservation District, in that because we agreed, we have a seasonal stream that runs through here, I should say that first. So about 6 to 7 months out of the year it runs. We set back from it 25 feet as we were supposed to, and they agreed to do a cost share program where they came in and eradicated the blackberries. This runs the full width of our farm with this stream running through in this walkway here. But they planted, after they eradicated the blackberries, they planted 1,100 native species, just small plants, to grow up in here. And in the spring and summer, it's a real bird sanctuary. It's really cool. And well, speaking of cool, in August, this is a really shady, nice area to be in. Another, I guess, proof that, or positive statement about all the help that Keene Conservation District did with us.